Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please click like and subscribe. And if you click the little bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. August is Haunted House Month, and we're going to be looking at the old Arnold Estate, otherwise known as the Conjuring. And we're going to look at that house, which is featured right here. So in 1971, the Perron family moved into a charming old house in Harrisville. Little did they know they were not alone. The happenings in this seemingly unextraordinary home would change the Perrons' lives forever. Over the next 9 years, and I'm going to repeat that, over the next 9 years, the family learned there is no veil between the physical and the supernatural world as the doors slammed, beds shook, apparitions wandered by. From time to time, they were physically harmed by spirits who wanted to make themselves known. We have a respect for the spirits. We lived with them. It was their house at first, said Andrea Perron, who has written 2 books about the hauntings her family experienced, entitled House of Darkness, House of Light. Volume 3 is in the works. Now, the family that moved into this house was Carolyn and Roger and their daughters, Andrea, Nancy, Christine, Cindy, April, were living in the house when the nightmares came. The parents' story, along with the findings of well-known paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, who investigated the home in the 70s, got the attention of Hollywood. And 42 years after the parents stepped into the Harrisville home, The Conjuring hit theaters and was credited by many critics as well as being one of the scariest movies of 2013. So I think it's an informative film, beautifully done, but there's so much more to the story, Perron says. To this day, there are many things that went on in the home that the Perrons will not discuss, particularly the ghostly tale of October 24th at 7 p.m. October is 10, and 24 is a 6. 2 plus 4 is 6, and 1 plus 7. So it was a 7 at 7 p.m. Interesting. What happened? Perron, who currently lives in Georgia with her mother, Carolyn, is happy to return to the state where it all began. She referred to Rhode Island as the gem in the crown that we call the U.S. Perron will discuss her experiences and belief in the scientific and spiritual worlds. They have to merge for a common purpose. We just simply haven't discovered it yet, she said. The Conjuring is not based on Perron's 2 books, but rather the stories of both Perron and Lorraine Warren, who also shared the experiences. In other words, there was no exorcism like in the film. It was a seance that went very wrong. What they portrayed in the film was not what happened, Perron said. It was the seance, much scarier. It was the most terrifying night of my life. On that night, the Warrens arrived at the house with a medium. Perron and her younger sister, Cindy, were hid nearby as they watched the medium conjure up a spirit who attacked their mother, Carolyn. She was picked up and thrown into another room. Her body slammed to the ground. The Warrens believed Carolyn was possessed. Perron suspects the medium opened the door and she couldn't close it. And her mother, she said, most likely had a concussion from the incident and took a long time to recover. She was utterly drained and in pain. The dark presence who attacked and haunted Carolyn often was thought to be Bathsheba Sherman, according to the Warrens, who lived in the home in the early 1800s and was charged with manslaughter of a baby. Charges were dropped, but rumors were spread that she killed the child for satanic sacrifice. The Warrens were convinced that she haunted and cursed anyone who lived in the house for control of the household. Wow, this is going to make an interesting tarot reading, I can tell already by this. After the seance, there were no major supernatural experiences in the home, and the Perrons lived pretty happy most of the time, and they moved out in 1980. Bathsheba wasn't the only spirit to ride in the house. There were several benevolent spirits materialized as well. Some of the spirits would act up, make large noises when guests were around. A father, son, and dog would appear at the top of the staircase and stare at the wall like it was a window, never making eye contact with the parents. April Perrin, the youngest daughter, made a friend with a spirit in her closet named Olivia Richardson. He was her secret friend, and she did not tell the Warrens about him in fear that he may disappear. Perrin said she even caught sight of a spirit who was a spitting image of herself as an old woman dressed in the 17th century attire. It means we can seriously consider reincarnation, or at least living in multiple dimensions. Another time, Carolyn spotted two men seated in the dining room. One man recognized her presence, got the other man's attention, and pointed to Carolyn. To them, she was a ghost, Perrin said. I always considered the house a portal, but not only a portal to the past, but to the future. I'm going to read that again. To them, she was a ghost, Perrin said. I always considered the house a portal, but not only a portal to the past, but to the future. Wow, that's a strong sentence. I think that most of the people that are watching this have maybe seen The Conjuring, so I don't need to go into a whole lot of detail on this. We are going to jump into the cards and start asking some questions. So the first thing I'm going to ask the cards is, are there evil spirits inhabiting the house? Are there evil spirits inhabiting the Conjuring house? Evil spirits. This is a wand card. It looks like there's a lot of activity. Oh, what is she holding in her hand? I'll put this down and I'll grab my pointer. There's a ball of light in her hand, and I think we have to pull some more cards in order to get the full story of this. But the Five of Wands usually means, oh my. Yeah, this is wands, the spirits able to come down into the physical and actually affect the physical. That's interesting. She looks like she's praying. It looks to me that there could be earthbound, because here's the stars and she's like praying to go to the light and she's stuck down here. I'm wondering if this could be earthbound spirits just because of that one card there. Yikes. Oh my God, this card happens to be next to, this is in the hand and the pentacle's in the hand. Almost wonder if there was some type of satanic stuff that was done in that house at some time, because holding the pentacle, I wonder if that, oh God. Some of these readings, when I do the cards in threes, I just get surprised. So there was definitely something happening in this house that was evil. And here we have a hand with a pentacle, hand on a pentacle, and then a hand being sliced. So I believe that there was most likely some horrible deaths in the house, is what I think. And this is the confusion. And look at the head. And then look at that hooded thing and a snake. This is kind of the confusion card. Like, maybe there was also some confused spirits. What do you think? As I'm drawing these cards, please pay attention to these cards. Wow. This guy, something happened in the barn. Didn't they say that woman hung herself in the barn? I feel like there could even be activity in the barn. Things are stirred up in the barn on the property for sure. I don't know if the barn is still there. What I didn't mention is the house actually sold in 2019 to Corey and Jennifer Heinzen, who are paranormal investigators. They purchased the house in 2019. This would be now Roger's missing, but this would be Carolyn and the children. This is the basement of the house. Pay attention to how you feel when you look at these pictures. This is another view of the house. And kind of like feel the energy. Feel the energy. Put your consciousness inside the house. Do you feel good being in there? Do you feel not so good being in there? When she said that this could be a portal, I think that maybe coming out of this pool, I think she could be right. She could be right. This would be Andrea Perrin talking about the house, and she thought that this could be a portal to the past and the future. And I think because of this card here, spirits emerging, I think she's right. This could be a portal from the past to the future. Were any of these spirits, well, actually, what was that spirit that slammed Carolyn that night of the seance? Can you tell us about that spirit? About the spirit? Oh my God, it wanted to kill her. Oh! And there's a fire in the background. Oh my God, it was a King of Wands. It was a master spirit. It did knock her unconscious, I think. It slammed her against the wall and gave her a concussion. And that's the King of Wands. That's a spirit that you don't want to mess with. You don't want to mess with the King of Wands. So I wonder if that was like some kind of warning, with that seance. Oh yeah. There's that woman, and she conjured up. Look at what's coming out of her head. What the hell? Or is that the back of the chair she's sitting on? Who even knows? So she conjured up. I think that's right. She conjured up something that she couldn't handle, that woman. What happened to that thing now? I mean, did it leave the house, that King of Wands demon or spirit, whatever you want to call it? Let's find out. Is the demon still there, or did it leave, that King of Wands, whatever you want to call it? So it looks like there's other spirits still in the house, but I don't sense him with this card. I think that whatever happened through the years, he's gone. All right, he's gone. So let's talk to some of the spirits that were like levitating the house or the beds and stuff, allegedly. What was going on with the spirits that were levitating the bed and things like that? What was going on with those? This is the Seven of Cups again. Wow, we keep getting the Seven of Cups. It's stalking us during this reading. He's at the edge of a cliff on a horse. That's interesting. It's almost like these spirits don't know where the house is. It's almost like it is a portal, but they don't know exactly where the house is. This is very interesting. I almost feel like this is like a doorway, or this is like another dimension where things aren't the same. It's all, and this is judgment. This just feels like this house is on like an energetic hot spot. Why do we keep getting horses here? Look at that. His head goes off like the headless horseman. Oh God, that's the King of Swords. We got another king, but he's missing his head kind of. Yeah, I think that house is a portal for spirits to come and go on different timelines. I think Andrea is spot on. Now, one of the things that I did with a house like this, I want to go to my go-to deck too, which is Universal Weight. and I want to say, can you talk to me about the Conjuring house? Just talk to me about it. What do I have to know about it? Wow, people leave it. They go there to live, and then they ultimately leave. Something wants them to leave. Something in the house happens and wants the people to leave. And here's again forces that are higher than human beings. There's higher level forces that are in the house, and I think that's what beyond. There's that Knight of, wow, these knights are coming in. The Knight of Wands, and that's spirit, like really fired up spirits, because that's like, fired up, really fired up and active. And then there's also a mysterious element, the High Priestess. There's a mysterious element to the house. Hidden, like hidden secrets. Could be even things hidden like within the walls. And so the people get like energy drained. Like this is like almost getting energy drained being in the house. Like your energy is drained. But there are some spirits that are, there that are helpful, or what do you call it? Friendly. There's some friendly spirits there with the Six of Wands. So I want to talk a little bit about, I decided to do some numbers because I do numerology. And so here's what I did. I took The Conjuring, because that's the name of the movie they gave it. And I noticed that it had 2 5s in it. ENW are the 5 numbers or letters that are the number 5. So there was 2 5s in that name, The Conjuring. Then I tried to search the address and found out it was 1677. I thought, well, that's interesting. There's 2 N's in Conjuring. There's 2 7s in the address. And then it's Round Top Road, which is R is a 9, road is a 9. And it's in Harrisville, which has 2 R's and 2 L's. So we have 99 and 33. And then Rhode Island, the R is a 9 and I is a 9. So Rhode Island, just like Round Top Road, are 2 9s. And then we have the zip code 02830. So there's 2 zeros there. And then we have the family moving in, Perrin, RR. That has 2 9s, just like Harrisville, 2 9s, Rhode Island, 9 9. And then we have Carolyn, who has a 9 in her name. Roger has a 9 9. Andrea has a 9. Christina has a 999. Nancy has a 5 5. And then I came to Cindy. I was like, wait a minute, Cindy? And then I even wrote on here, Cindy doesn't fit. And then I'm like, what's Cindy's real name? Cynthia. Oh, there you go. The I is a 9. April, R and I are 9s. So April is 9 9. And then they had Ed and Lorraine Warren help them. Lorraine, RR, which was 9 9, and Warren, 9 9. So I thought this house is a 9 9. All right? The house is a 9 9. The interesting thing about it is it's even called the Arnold House, and that has a 9 in it. Now, the number 5s are upsets, okay? Number 5 for space, a lot of upsetting things happen. And number 9 is like endings, and can also be, these 2 numbers can also be very paranormal. So this house has some weird pattern of 9 9 in it. So then I looked to who purchased the house, and it was Jennifer, who's got a 5 5 and a 9 at the end of her name, and Corey, who has a 9 there. The house sold for $439,000. They moved in June 21st. Add that up, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that totals a 9. So this house has something to do with 9 9. In numerology, September is a mysterious month. It has 9 letters to spell out September. It's the 9th month of the year. In numerology, there's 9 personal cycles, 1 through 9, and it starts over. This month of September brings an esoteric boost, all right? If you look back at your life through all the patterns that happen in September, if you start making a note of them, you're going to notice something strange. So you're going to look at your achievements and your failures. One of the biggest events in this country was 9/11. Notice double ones. October through December were actually seeded in September. So what you do in September affects you all the way to January, all right? So if you approach September with a negative attitude, you're going to continue to struggle from October all the way through January. So this house has a strong connection to 9/9. And we're going to pull some cards and find out about that. What is it with this house drawing people in that have a 9 or some 9 connection? Why? This is Barbara Muarte. Oh, shit. The devil. Oh, I did not expect this. So is 9 a portal? Is the 9/9 a portal? I always knew that 11 is a portal. 11 is a strong portal number. Never thought about 9/9 being a portal. This is definitely satanic. It's the devil. Something evil is going on with the energy in that house. Holy crap. What else do we have to know about this? What else do we have to know about this? The lovers. There's a key. Looks like there's a key. There's a lot of dead spirits in that house. There's a lot of dead spirits in that house. Is it possible that we could talk to a benevolent, like a friendly spirit that's living in the house? Is it possible we can do that? Let's find out. Is there a friendly spirit in the Conjuring house that would be willing to come forward and give us some information? Please. We're just, if we can't, then forget it. We're not going to do it. Okay. So there's some younger spirits there. Young girl, young boy. Okay, that's fine if you're willing to talk to us. What kind of spirits are in the house now? What kind of spirits are in this Conjuring house right now? Page, young spirits. Well, so they're a young spirit. They're telling us they're a young spirit. They're a little shy. They're looking at us like they don't trust us. Like, I don't think I trust you, which is fine. You don't have to talk unless you absolutely want to talk. You can go away if you don't feel safe. Okay, so this is, so I feel like the older child of those two is telling me that this house is on an electrical type of vortex. There's an electrical type of vortex, and I almost feel like this is time travel. Like it's on a natural vortex for time travel. That's fascinating. Can you tell me anything else about that? And thank you for coming through, and thank you for communicating. Can you tell me a lot of suffering in the house. It causes a lot of suffering in the house, and it messes with, wow, she's talkative. Okay, I don't know your name or anything, but you are super talkative. She is like the spirits in that house mess with your mind, your emotions, your mental field. They make you feel trapped. Wow. Oh my God, I think those people said they felt trapped in the house. I don't know. I think I remember reading that. I'm not sure, but I think they said that, and that's what really happens. So it creates all kinds of sound. Look at that. See up there? They're up there creating all kinds of sounds and movement in the house. So they're creating all kinds of noise in the house. That's interesting. That's interesting. They mess with the clocks. They've got energy from their hands. They can fire into this realm. Oh, they utilize the energy from the vortex in that house, and they channel it through their hands, and they can do all kinds of chaos in the house. They can do all kinds of things in the house. Wow. Is this ever going to leave, or is the vortex a gateway and it brings them in? Is that going to be that way forever, for as long as that house sits on that property? Okay, so the spirit can come down and hand the coin, or they get a hand into the physical. This is like a machine with a hand coming out and a hand, and it's like a handoff. Like they can hand off back and forth. Like they can actually make physical contact with their hands also. And I think that they said that in there. Wow. Oh, there's the vortex. Oh my God. The energy goes up. Okay, since they're really talking about the vortex, let's ask about the vortex. What do we have to know? What do we have to know about the vortex? I'm going to actually use the Hobbit Tarot. I haven't really used that much. In fact, never on YouTube yet. This is the Hobbit Tarot. What do we have to know about that vortex that is in the house? And now, I'm not used to reading with this deck. I don't know why I grabbed it. But that's why I read with a lot of decks. A magician. Okay, the channeler. Oh, stone circles. If that doesn't tell you about the time travel, remember the Outlander movie or Diana Gabaldon's book with the stone circles and time travel? Here you go. This is a time travel vortex. So you're getting spirits from all different realms, all different dimensions. That's why you get some powerful evil spirits, and yet when they're stopping by, and yet you can get some very powerful positive spirits also. The stone circles in the background, that just gives it away for me. It's a vortex. That is a strong time traveling location. Will the people living in the house now be able to tap into the time travel and utilize any of that? Will the people living in the house be able to utilize the time travel? This will be interesting. What is this? Queen of Cups. The woman has a chance. I wonder if there's water nearby, like a pond. I wonder if there's a pond nearby, because I have a feeling that there's some water, a body of water that's critical to the energy that flows on the property. I don't even know if there's water on the property. How would you research that? Like, is there a pond? Is there a river that goes nearby? Is there some kind of water? But the Queen of Cups means the woman has a chance of finding it, of finding the time travel. So they close it off. See? It's closed off and hidden. See the stones in the background? So it's not a stone circle, but there's a layout of stones on the property that are important. They seemingly are like, oh, look at the nice stones sitting there in the field. I don't think that they are normal stones. I think, oh, look at the field rocks. Nope. I think there is something very interesting with those stones. There's the door. There's the door. The door is closed. The lights are on. That's very weird. It's almost like this is the same people. This is the same person split. Like, how could you be split? Could you split in timelines? Look at that. The same person, but they're dressed slightly different, but they sure look the same. They got white hair and a beard. Could this be some kind of time machine type of thing? But yet you could meet yourself from the future, but you look different? Oh, God, this is too much for me. Wow. I did not expect this. Hey, Matilda. You guys know Matilda's my assistant. I want to ask Matilda what she thinks of haunted houses, or what she thinks of the Conjuring house. What do you think of this, Matilda? What's your opinion?
How in the hell should I know? I don't hang out in haunted houses, and those of you who do, you're at the mercy of the evil spirits that may inhabit that house.
Well, that figures. Okay, Matilda. Whatever. Wouldn't you think that Matilda would be going to haunted houses? But I guess maybe she's afraid of them. I don't know. All right, we're going to go to another card and we're going to say, what is it that's most important for us to know about? Oh, wait, I want to find out if that whatever that, oh, I hope I don't mutilate the name, Bathsheba witch. Was there really a Bathsheba witch that hung herself in the barn? Is that just a made up story or did that really happen? That's the high priestess card, and that it would be a witch, and I believe that that is a true story, even if they have dispelled it. I think it really happened. That's kind of fascinating. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask, put them in the comments. I'd be happy to do some further readings on this. In the end, I'm just going to cut these cards into two piles and I'm going to say, what do we have to know at the end of the day about the house called the Conjuring House? Oh God, I hope that King of Wands isn't coming back. That would be icky. Oh good. I think he left. I think this is fine. This is a vortex to other worlds, you guys. This king. I don't think it's that other king. Nope, different. It's a different feeling king. I feel good about this king. There's some pretty master spirits that are coming, and this house is a vortex for other worlds, other dimensions, other timelines. I think that Andrea was right on. I believe that she was pretty much spot on. So I still find it interesting, the numerology in the house, that the house drew in Perrin, which is a double 9. Carolyn has a 9. Roger is a double 9. Andrea has a 9. Christine's a triple 9. Nancy doesn't have a 9. That's fascinating, but maybe she was born with a 9 somewhere. Cynthia has a 9 and April has a 9. And of course, Lorraine, who came, to investigate the house, has 2 9s and 2 9s in her first name, 2 9s in the last name. I think 9 is something to pay attention to with this house. That could be very well portal energy, because creation, women carry children 9 months, and so I think there is some kind of connection to the 9 in this house, and I just would have to research that further. But I would like to really thank you for joining my YouTube channel, being a part of this. I'm really interested to see what you think of this house. What are your thoughts? I haven't watched the movie. I didn't know about this till somebody put it on the list for me to do. And I'm very thankful because this really is a fascinating situation here. So we'll see you later. And thanks for being a part of my channel.